We have just a few days to finish setting all of the forms and checking grade on the gravel before the concrete trucks show up to pour the last bit of concrete we're going to do this year. I've got this all set at the 2-inch slope like we had on the front porch. And as it comes around here, this last sonotube is set for a 0 slope. And that's because next spring when we do this, continue to lean to around this other side, from this half around will all be enclosed. And we're going to close off right down the center line of the building out to the edge and have a finished wall there on top of the concrete. And in this back corner, we're probably going to have our wood shop there. So what I didn't want to have is have all of this sloping 2 inches out and have a little step ledge that's a catch point, a trip hazard going into this closed in space. And what it means is from this sonotube to that sonotube, it'll slope that direction. And from the building, it'll slope this direction and that direction. So it's all still going to move off of there just fine until we get it all closed in. I did do these 3 other spot footings out here that are much smaller. And that's just because the 2 roofs, the back roof coming here and the front roof coming here, there's going to be a little triangle section of roof between them. And I didn't want to try to float a beam or have extra long tails and have to beef that up or anything like that to deal with it. So I thought it'd just be simpler if I go out to that line and put 3 smaller footings that aren't going to carry much roof load, but that's plenty of footing in there to carry those. And when we do pour these steps that'll come up the hill at the end of this boulder wall, when we pour those, that gives me a spot footing and a post to be able to anchor hand railing to coming up there. So it'll just work out really good that way. Now we're all set. So I'm going to grab the tractor, get some rock in here and get this brought up to the top of the sonotubes over here where it's a little low, and all along the building get it brought up to that bottom of that rim board so that we have the gravel all built up to the elevation. Get that leveled in here and packed before we start setting some forms for that. Got our 4-foot sidewalk formed up, going down the side. Gonna have to leave this board loose so that he can get the truck around the corner here. And then I just gotta finish forming this stuff up tomorrow. And the pad over there. So I got 2 more days. So I'm taking my time to make sure everything's right. Then I gotta remove this dirt pile and the rest of the gravel over there so that he can get his truck in here and come along this edge to wrap this corner with it and get over to here. guess that means we're ready for concrete tomorrow. I ended up with the propane tank and generator pad about half an inch or an inch above the concrete surface in there. I thought if it's up a little higher, it's probably as good as anything. Won't have to worry about any water pooling or anything like that. We'll shape this and have it probably dip a little bit with the ground right through here as kind of a belly, especially with the stuff that'll come off the roof eventually. Once the roof's built, it'll land right in here anyway, so that'll kind of be the settle point. Along this step right here, I shaped it down a little bit deeper, so it'll be about 6 inches out here on the edge of this. The reason for that is when we do finish this next year, hopefully next year, when we do this other side and close this in, there's going to be a wall right here. That's not going to be a structural load-bearing wall, but this wall here is still going to frame right here and be the dividing end wall for that enclosed room. That'll hopefully become a nice wood shop. So I wanted it a little thick underneath there so that it's good. I've got to leave this very corner set undone so that he can get around this corner with his truck, and then we'll take time while he's repositioning to reset these last two boards. I've got a pile of dirt here where I've got an excavator bucket, but still that last little bit of dirt. I need to clear all of that out of there so he has room to get his big old truck in here. And I might even have to clean up a little bit around the edge of this hillside, just a little bit more to give him a little bit more room to work. So now I got to get my tools out of the way, get back in here with the excavator, start hogging some material out of here, and get everything leveled out enough that he can come in here comfortably with that truck. We should be in really good shape. The weather was really great last night. It was only 40 degrees overnight, so all of our frost is eliminated. Everything's dried up nicely and firmed up from the snow. So tomorrow we're supposed to start at 11 o'clock. I'm hoping that we can have it all on the ground by 1 and then start working it down. It's starting to get dark by about 6:30, so I'm hoping that we can have everything worked down and finished before then. Finally have the last of the concrete for this season done. We are concrete ready for tomorrow. Everything looks good. He's got plenty of room. It's gonna be a busy day tomorrow, but we're ready for it. It's coming at 11, so That means the sun will actually get out onto the ground a little bit before we start.
Looks like we're only pouring 1 footer today because Mark does have his math off for the 2nd footer, so we're only going to do 1.
When I posted my video about installing this pipe for the solar panel systems, a viewer had commented that my math was wrong and the numbers didn't quite match up. So I went back through and redid my numbers, and they were absolutely correct, and I'm glad they commented. I had used the wrong portion of the formula and had come up with a distance that was much too close and was definitely going to cast a shadow onto one set of the panels. So, after some careful recalculations and some new considerations as to what the distances meant for me in my structure here, I've decided to go ahead and pour just this 1 footing for now, and have changed my design plan to meet the spacing requirements that I need. I'm sure glad they had taken the time to run the numbers and post a comment about it, because I would have sure been disappointed to install everything and have a shadow cast on those panels when I tried to avoid it.
That was the last push on concrete. Last
I
final
think I'm done with concrete for
push for the year.
a minute. I've had it.
You can now, you can officially take a day off or two.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take probably 2 days of just eat, sleep, rest, sauna, eat, sleep, rest.
Yeah, don't do anything in those 2 days.
Holy crap. That was a
So
lot of push in the last few days.
we have a snow in the forecast in like 2 or 3 days, but
Yeah.
today we had beautiful weather and they
Couldn't
had an
ask for better.
opening and they brought 2 trucks, 12.5 yards.
Yep. Yeah. 12.5 yards. Got it all done.
Yep. And then we
Yeah.
have a little sidewalk that we built to seal the shop and to be able to put our scaffolds up so we can start working on the exterior of the shop, which is also super
That'll be-
exciting.
Won't that be so nice to roll down the edge, have all the soffit up there cut to length, and just
Until
Yeah,
you
yeah.
roll off the edge.
hopefully not.
Hopefully we don't roll off the edge. But if you do, you can just jump right onto the mountain and you're fine.
Yeah, if you just let it tip like this, you'll land right on the
Yeah,
top.
you'll be safe, so it's
Just
fine.
One of them long steps.
I am excited about the siding because I can't wait to show the color that
Yeah,
we chose out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna look really nice.
Now that we
so.
have all this wrapped, it'll be really nice to be able to get going, putting the siding up, and have this closed up.
Yep. We're done. We're gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go start a fire in the sauna and shove Mark in there.